Hey, Skywalkers.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
Yes, her birthday, Sarah's birthday episode.
Birthday episode. Woo! And it's my birthday issue.
Yes, oh yeah.
We're going to go into that, but we are very excited. So Skywalkers, while Richard walks away from me because he does this every time we start.
For your birthday, I'll even let you just look at this issue.
Now, is this the one that your friend gave to me?
No.
Oh, okay. So I can't touch this one.
No, you cannot.
Okay. All right. Well, we can't get into it yet, but okay. So you putting that over my head? Skywalkers, where are you watching from? We want to know. What are you doing as you watch us live? That's the important question. I know when I do podcasts, I'm either driving or I'm cleaning or I'm like doing makeup. What do you do when you
I'm driving
to podcasts?
I'm driving and I'm watching the podcasts.
Nice. Watching. You can't watch. So Skywalkers, what are you doing?
If anyone from the Los Angeles Police Department is watching, I'm not watching my phone while I'm driving.
No, you're not allowed to even.
I'm texting, but I'm just not watching.
Oh.
England.
Mark, welcome, Mark.
Whoa.
Excellent.
So it is 9:15 to Mark.
Oh, PM.
PM, yeah.
Because it's before us. Excellent. Yeah. And I think our friends from Australia, they wished me happy birthday like 3 days ago.
Exactly.
Because they're so far ahead.
For them, it was your birthday.
Yeah. Now, if you are watching us live right now, we see comments from YouTube. Usually we see comments from Facebook. I don't know about any other comments that we see. If you're on Twitter, you might want to jump to YouTube because we don't see Twitter comments for some reason. But we'd love to know who's watching.
We don't even see Twitter.
Mark is watching. He's one of the dozen people watching. Oh, more than 15.
All right. So we Star Wars fans since 1978.
Excellent.
Awesome. Good. Well, then you will love this issue. But Mark had the Star Wars weeklies over there in England in 1978.
Oh, lucky.
We had monthlies.
But they didn't get Star Wars over there until 1978, right?
Actually, December 1977.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, so you're off by a week.
Oh.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right.
All right. Well, should we get into this episode?
Yeah. So if you're a classic Marvel or a classic Star Wars fan, you're going to love this.
And we love comments as we record. We'll try to incorporate them in if they, pertain to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Oh, see, he knew. Mark knew. December 77. Thanks,
there
Mark.
You go. Here, you know what? Talk to everyone for just a second.
Oh, okay.
Because,
all right. Well, there's like 16 of you here. I mean, we love, Mark, that you're talking to us. That's awesome. But, in your area. So where's your area in England, Mark? We want to know. And we did post this comic book that we're going to go over the cover on our Facebook page. So we have comments from the Facebook page. Did you already grab those?
Yes. There was a couple of comments about Leia's hairdo.
Oh, fun. Okay. Lots of happy birthdays. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Southwest. Excellent. We're in the Southwest US. That's a little different, but that's okay. That's why I always thought it was funny that different planets in Star Wars are like monoclimates, because the Earth has such different climates everywhere that it doesn't make sense that there would be a planet that is a monoclimate.
Well, who's to say it was a monoplanet?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Such as, Tatooine they could have a little, if you go on the other side of the planet, it could be all water.
That's true. Very true.
It's just fun. It's just fun to have a a monoclimate planet.
Yeah.
All right, so we are ready.
We are ready. We're gonna record. Oh, I shouldn't stand too close to the mic. Okay, I'll stay right here. All right, I'm gonna hit record. Richard, do you want to hit your?
Yep.
This is what you can look forward to on episode 455 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, Skywalkers! For Sarah's birthday, we give her the third law. This is the classic Marvel Star Wars comic we've been waiting for, where Sarah was born in time to see Princess Leia face off with Darth Vader, and the Star Wars universe was introduced to the Garden of Butterflies.
Oh.
But for right now, we have to welcome you to Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Woloski. Now, everyone, please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, who just celebrated her birthday.
Woohoo! My birthday! It was so exciting. We had such fun, and the birthday continues. This is a whole birthday week. I'm so excited because we're doing this birthday episode. Later, we're going to do another live stream. It's going to be like a birthday things we want to share live stream. And it is just the best week ever.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are part of it. Everyone watching right now. Wow, there's like 24 of you watching. Amazing. Well, Skywalkers, we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, and pop culture fandom. So imagine a big Wookiee hug from us and a little sprinkle of pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers. Now, we are live right now on the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel. So if you haven't already and you're listening to this in your podcatcher, please subscribe to the YouTube for notifications for when we go live. You just search YouTube for Skywalking Through Neverland. And that is a really amazing way to just support Skywalking Through Neverland and our channel. And it's also, we think, the best way to watch the podcast and experience it, because especially with these classic Marvel Star Wars comic episodes, this is where we show you the comic as we go through it, and it's really fun.
We could explain the panels, but you have to really see the panels.
Yes,
Just
especially in this
one. Yes, the brilliant colors and what they're trying to convey.
Yes. Now, in this episode, we are breaking down classic Marvel Star Wars comic issue number 48, The Third Law, from 1981. This is when Princess Leia faces off with Darth Vader in an issue with some very unique twists.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait for this.
I know.
All right, now we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a Disney planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world. And best of all, their service is free. Yes, you heard me. This service is free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now,
okay, go ahead.
Now, we are recording this episode on March 11th, 2024 from Long Beach, California. This is one day after my birthday. And it's right before this comic issue's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
But Richard, what happened today in Star Wars history?
Well, on this day, March the 11th, 1979, 45 years ago, the Star Wars newspaper comic strip debuts in the Sunday edition. Look at this, we're showing it right now. This Sunday strip is in full color, whereas the weekday strips are published in black and white. And this series is written and drawn by Russ Manning, first distributed by the Los Angeles Times Syndicate, and debuts in 214 newspapers in the US and Canada.
Wow.
Now, this was huge because not only did we get Star Wars in the classic Marvel comics, but we also got it now every single day.
Wow. But they weren't always in color.
No, only the Sunday.
Yes, I remember
Sunday
that.
strip was in color, but the daily was in black and white.
Oh,
okay. So here you had the Garfield, the Peanuts, and Star Wars, and then Flash Gordon. And so just to see that every day. And then I thought, wait a minute, every day? What am I gonna do? I can't get the paper every day. It's 25 cents. Who on this planet can afford 25 cents
a day?
And then my sister had a paper route. It's like, oh, wait a minute. What if I got a paper route too, and I just happened to take out a page from someone's newspaper? Okay, there was a gentleman down the street, an older guy.
Okay.
I knew he didn't care about comics. I'm hoping he didn't. So every day I would just take out that page.
Oh my God.
And you know what?
Yes. At least you didn't take a random one out.
He wanted the sports page.
Okay.
And 45 years later, I get to apologize. Forget what this guy's name is, but he lived on Proctor Street in Newtonville, Massachusetts. If you're listening to this, then you're probably like 800 years old. and I want to come clean and say that I'm sorry.
All right, all 27 of you watching right now, what did you get the newspaper? Did you look forward to those comic strips? Because I know I did. Like, I remember Sunday, the paper would come to our house and I would steal the lifestyle section. Like, I'd get that.
But you're stealing it from your own
section.
self.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'd take it out of the paper before
yeah.
anyone in my family could do it, and I'd pour over those colored comic strip pages. And I used to love the Family Circus.
Oh, that was my favorite. There was Star Wars, and then you go to Family Circus. But it was because of the Star Wars strip that I built my work ethic. This was my very first job I ever had. Was the paper route, and not only was I able to get the Star Wars daily comic, but I was earning a little money, and I was able to buy my own Star Wars toys.
Oh,
and that just continued on until today. So when I was 10 years old and I was working, because you know what, I had a habit. I needed all the Star Wars stuff out there. Hey. And I felt guilty asking my mom, "Hey, something new just came out. Can you get it for me?" She would buy me all that I wanted because she was very, very giving. But I thought, okay, now I need to maybe support my own habit. So it was because of the Star Wars strip that built my work ethic.
That's amazing. And to this day, you still do that.
Yeah.
We work to play.
Yeah.
Buy little toys.
Now, however, the strip did end 5 years later. On that same date, March 11th in 1984.
Oh, okay. Just the Star Wars one, though.
Just the Star Wars strip, yes.
The other strips are intact. Okay. Well, thank you, sweetie.
Well, there you go. There's a little bit of Star Wars history and a little bit of my history.
Also, we have some comments from the Sky Chat here. Skywalker's Academy coming in with a happy birthday, Sarah. And same with Kenny Crayley Jr.
Hey.
Happy birthday, happy super birthday, Sarah. I'll be super Sarah too. How about that?
Love alliterations.
Yes.
Like Lois Lane.
Yay.
Vicky Vale. Super Sarah. All right, what else does Kenny kind of say?
Okay, he says those older Star Wars comics from Marvel, which is what we're going over, they were good and had great artwork. I hope to get an epic collection from Marvel if they get reprinted in the original Marvel years epics.
Well done. They've had like 25 reprints of these Star Wars comics.
Okay.
So look for the classic Star Wars comics.
Okay.
And they'll have reprinted all of these. And also the Sunday strips and the daily strips have all been reprinted too.
Yes.
By Dark Horse Comics.
Yes. Oh,
and one more thing. If you look on our skywalkingtoneverland.com and just put in Star Wars comic strips, we had someone break them down a couple of years ago named Jonathan Marroquin. He broke down most of these storylines from the comic strips.
An article.
Yes, in an article on skywalkingtoneverland.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, should we get into it?
Oh, yeah, please. Please.
Okay.
Chomping at the bit. All right. Now, with that, let's get into classic Marvel Star Wars comic issue 45, the third birthday. Oh, sorry. The third law. The issue we waited 9 years for.
9 years. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
After 9 years of building up to this issue that coincides with Sarah's birthday, we are here with issue 48, the third law.
This is my birthday issue, my birthday year, everything.
Yeah, now we can say that you and the classic Marvel Star Wars comics exist at the same time. Mic drop. That's all we've waited 9 years to say that.
I know, it's so exciting. And what an awesome issue. Okay, but first, the last issue we did just 2 weeks ago, right? That issue was Droid World, and that was a standalone issue, so it doesn't lead into this new story. So here is a summary of my birthday comic issue, The Third Law.
All right, now.
All right. Princess Leia Organa, C-3PO, R2-D2, and the Rebellion Finance Minister... I see. Yep. Princess Leia Organa, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Rebellion Finance Minister Viscount Tardy arrive on the banking world.
Viscount?
No, it's Viscount.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
I watch a lot of period dramas.
All right, then. You know what? I'll put that in the blooper reel.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Princess Leia Organa, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Rebellion Finance Minister Viscount Tardy arrive on the banking world of Ergao to complete the financing of a sale of X-Wing fighters to the Rebellion. I mean, how awesome is this comic book story?
So far, I'm in.
Also on the planet, though, wait for it, is Darth Vader and his entourage of assassins. What is Darth Vader's plan? Will he outsmart Princess Leia? And how much does C-3PO actually know about butterflies?
I'm going to say a lot. A lot.
Oh my goodness.
Now, as we read through these classic Marvel Star Wars comics, I share memories of reading these comics as a kid and get you caught up on all of these characters and situations that you must know to complete your Star Wars knowledge. Because as we've noted, a lot of these characters and situations, there's connections between these and the current films, novels, and comics coming up, and video games. So the Lucasfilm writers and directors, they've gone in and plucked a little bit here and there from these comics, and there's a lot of Fatum fast facts coming up where we do make those connections.
Yes.
Now, I just want to say up front that I am very disappointed that we have not seen the Garden of Butterflies in anything yet.
Me too.
Yes.
3PO and a Garden of Butterflies. Come on. All right.
That is just ripe for the picking.
It's a travesty. This hasn't happened yet.
That all makes sense in just a bit.
Yes. All right. Well, Skywalkers, I am reading these comics for the very first time. I never read them back when I was a kid. I'll be sharing my 21st century response to the comics, as well as my artistic thoughts, because I have lots of artistic thoughts on these. And I love comparing the different styles of the different artists that worked on all these comics in the series.
All right, now this is issue 48, The Third Law, and it was released on March 23rd, 1981, 13 days after the release of Sarah. And the comic was written by Larry Hama,
Okay.
artwork by Carmen Infantino, Carlos Garzon, and Glennis Wine. The cover art is by Carmen Infantino and Bob Wyacek. And here on the cover, we see Princess Leia in a very dynamic pose, and she blasts Darth Vader, who deflects the laser bolt. Now, a man lies dead on the ground as R2-D2 watches from the side. Spoiler alert. Okay. Don't look into it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Green spires align the background, and the night sky is a gradient pink. And we see in the narration, Leia versus Vader, the third law. What is this third law they keep talking about? I don't know.
Very odd.
All right, so Sarah, what is your reaction to this very dynamic cover?
And as we both say our reaction, please, Skywalkers, if you're watching, share your reaction to this cover as well. Okay, so I have to say, what a perfect cover for my birthday issue. Last issue was a droid cover. We had Luke. We had a bunch of other comics before this, but this one features Princess Leia. So it's so perfect. And it's a pink background and also purple around Star Wars, which I don't think we've ever seen before. It's usually been red or it's been yellow. So here we have a pink and purple comic because I was a little girl. So yay, I love it. And Leia's facing off against Darth Vader. It's a very romantic cover in terms of the movement of it. Like just what's being portrayed. So Vader's cape is billowing up behind him menacingly. And then we have Leia's white dress and her bell sleeves are like sweeping across the front of the picture as she dodges Vader's lightsaber. It's so poetic and romantic. Like I said, yeah, no, not romantic in the sense of romance, but just like a romantic era. You can hear the music throbbing and beating around them.
There's a passion to it.
Yes.
There's a passion by the artists.
Exactly. Yeah. And the laser blast from her gun, it's ricocheting off Vader's hand into the sky and across the Star Wars letterhead. So if you look, like has some 3D to it because that ricochet is coming across Star Wars. So it's a really, really cool. And I almost did not notice. I mean, they're so dynamic. I almost didn't notice there's R2 kind of buried behind Princess Leia on her right. And the gray-haired man that's fallen at Leia's feet, I I didn't even notice him to the last minute.
Yeah, just don't look too further into that.
Okay, but wait a
That's
minute.
a spoiler.
You know what I look at though?
What?
Right in front of the man. Look at what Leia's wearing. She's wearing yellow wedge heels.
Those look like her slave girl boots.
Yeah, they do kind of,
Mhm.
but they're yellow, which is interesting. Usually she wears white boots,
Mhm.
at least in the movie. So, but overall, I love this cover, and I kind of want it as a poster on my wall. Look at that.
Oh, big time. Look at how the artists want your eye to go from Darth Vader's red lightsaber to Princess Leia to Darth Vader's hand, following the laser blast, and then up to the Star Wars logo.
Yeah.
Oh, they knew what they were doing. Carmen Infantino and Bob Wyacek, one of your bests.
Check.
Now, for me, I love this cover as a kid since it harkened back to the scene in The Empire Strikes Back where Han Solo shoots at Darth Vader in Cloud City. So when I saw that, I thought, oh, I love that parallel. I just don't like the whites of Vader's eyes. What is that all about?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Vader never had that white rimmed eyes.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's wearing glasses around his goggles or something.
Took me out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know they're doing that to make the eyes pop out, which I understand. Okay, but maybe have another set of eyes before this goes to print. Just have someone say, no, let's do something else. Maybe the red eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the red Vader eyes.
Doesn't he usually have red eyes?
Yeah. So because of that, the white eyes, it gets a little ding for that.
Okay.
But still one of the best Marvel covers.
It's really cool.
And this is the first Leia-centric comic since issue 30.
Holy buckets.
A Princess Alone. A great issue. I don't know why they waited so long.
Because they waited for my birthday.
Very true. And once again, Marvel is using pink to appeal to the boys. Oh, hang on.
Okay. Richard's got something to show here.
Yeah. See? Look at this. Pink Batman figures from the mid-70s. This is how you got your Batman toys in a pink box like this. So once again, like I always say, I saw pink and I related it to boy toys. All right, done and done.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
All right, should we go over some of the Facebook comments for our classic Star Wars comic cover? And there's like 40 of you watching, so please share your comments here. What do you think of this cover, Skywalkers?
Yeah, so before we record, we always put this comic issue cover on our Facebook group, on our Facebook page, and ask everyone, tell us what you think. What do you think of this comic cover? And if you want to slip in a little birthday message for Sarah, please go ahead. Oh, hold on. Kenny Crayley is saying, that's a great vintage Batman figure, Rich. It is. However, this is a reproduction box. Okay. There's a great website that sells these reproduction boxes. I had to get this because every issue I always mention the pink Batman toys.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Facebook, we had some comments on this cover. Patrick Izzo says, a perfect cover to commemorate Sarah's birthday. A strong woman and a leader fighting the face of evil. Aw, thank you, Patrick.
Rex Gordon says, I do like the cover. The story has a Looney Tunes feel to it.
I can kind of see, well, we'll get into it, but.
Right. But he continues, but this cover is neat. Good colors, and I love the volleyball planets. They always have the volleyball planets in the background.
Is it here? Oh, yeah, it is. Right up there. Okay.
And then he says, happy birthday, Sarah, and may the force be with you. Nice. All right. Joshua Jordan says, does Darth Vader have eyes? Or am I seeing things? But other than that, I like it. Happy birthday.
Reynold Gobet says, I can't imagine something more epic than this cover for Sarah's birthday month. Me either, Reynold.
Jeremy Stevenson says, man, what a journey. I waited a long time for us to catch up to Sarah. A very happy birthday to you, and thank you for sharing your adventures with us. Awesome.
All right, Scott Hume says, happy birthday, Sarah. Seems somehow appropriate that Leia is on the cover of the first issue that was released after Sarah was born. It's just perfect.
It's like they planned it that way. All right, Denise Power says, happy birthday, sweet Sarah. As for the comic, as usual, Leia's hair is perfect and not mussed no matter the situation. and it appears this battle takes place in some sort of Legoland.
Because of those little weird green stacked spires.
Now that you mentioned that.
Oh my god, that's so funny. And the pink.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's wrap it up with Don Glover's. He's got a comment about Leia.
Go ahead.
Leia has the longest arms ever.
Yeah, I guess she does. Those bell sleeves really make it seem much longer.
Mm-hmm.
See that? How it's like reaching halfway down her feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Oh, and Kenny Crayley is saying the colors on these older Marvel Star Wars comics are so good.
Oh, I love that. That's one of the appealing natures of doing these classic Marvel Star Wars comics. So those colors just really jump out at you, and you got to just talk about them. All right. Pierre Kelly says, happy birthday, Sarah.
Aw, thank you, Pierre.
All right, now let's get into the story. All right, now we open up where we are on the planet Ergo. And how do we know this? Because Marvel was kind enough to break it down for us.
Yeah, they even give a little, like you do in a dictionary, right?
Yeah.
So the little.
How is it spelled?
So it's like, I actually don't know how it's spelled. Yeah, look at the comic.
Okay. It's.
We wrote it out in our notes. It's Ergo, is how they tell us to pronounce it. Because they show A with little umlauts R. So A with the umlauts means it's a long A.
Yeah, well, it's spelled Aargau.
Okay.
It's like, well, why make a planet so hard to pronounce?
Yeah.
But then they do break it down.
A with the little umlauts R. So that's air. And then Gau, G-O-U.
If you have to go through this much effort to spell and pronounce the name of the planet, just name it something else.
Someone talked to Timothy Zahn about that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Joris Sabaoth.
Yeah.
Not Sabaoth.
Just call it Legoland.
Exactly.
Now, this is the third planet in the Zug system, and this is the major banking center of the galaxy. All right, looks like we're starting to see some prequel stuff happening, huh?
Yep.
Harkens back to the planet Scipio, in which the headquarters of the banking clan was first seen, and the Attack of the Clones. But then we see the planet Scipio in the Clone Wars.
Isn't it Scipio?
Scipio.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought they say Scipio in Clone
because we
Wars.
have a friend named Skippy.
Okay.
The planet of Skippies. Yeah. So you know what? That's a great idea. Because we always hear about what's going on in the galaxy and how the Empire is trying to come in and just tear the rebellion apart. But how does the Empire, other than blasting away at its planets, how else can the Empire tear away at the rebellion? Ooh, money talks.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now there is a Fatum fast fact here.
Oh.
The planet Ergo has been used in a few Star Wars short stories in 2003.
What?
This is 1981, this comic issue. But then in 2003, they used the planet in a couple of short stories, one of which is Boba Fett, Maze of Deception, and Ergo for all your banking needs.
Oh,
And these are found on the Wizards of the Coast website. Then Argo was found in the 2009 book, Star Wars, The Essential Atlas. Okay. So this is what I mean in the very beginning when I say that the Star Wars authors, they'll go through some of these classic Marvel Star Wars comics and pick planets and characters because it's all right there. There's 107 of these issues with established characters. Why not use them later on?
Yeah.
Now, as for the Zug system, this was mentioned in 2006's The New Essential Guide to Droids and 2018's Star Wars Complete Vehicles.
Wow.
I love this. I love this so much. Something that was mentioned in one comic, and they've used it for other books and other stories. Love that.
That's amazing.
Okay, that is just one of many Fatum fast facts coming up.
All right. Well, back to the story. So here you see Leia, Viscount Tardy, and the droids. They're walking down the landing ramp, and they're met by soldiers that are clad in green and a little microphone droid, this blue microphone droid right in the foreground. Now, in case you're wondering, Viscount means a nobleman ranking below an earl, but above a baron.
Because I knew I wondered that,
Mhm.
and I'm sure others wonder what a viscount is, because before this, I've never heard that word before ever. All right, now we are looking at a beautiful splash page. So, Sarah, break this splash page down for us.
Okay, I am going to call this splash page, instead of what it says it's called, which is the third law, I'm going to call this splash page Anatomy of a Princess. Because Leia's clingy white dress leaves absolutely nothing to the imagination.
I did not notice this.
Even though it covers her from neck to ankles, you can clearly see her boobs, which are way too high on her chest
Oh,
for normal
is
boobs.
that what's going on? I was looking at everything
You
but.
weren't looking at that at all. And like even the outline of her legs and everything in that area is like clearly on display. It's like, wow, Leia, are you wearing a see-through white dress here?
And apparently, yes, George Lucas, you're right. No bras or undergarments appear in the Star
space.
Wars galaxy.
Exactly. Oh my god, it's so hilarious. Like this artist really wanted you to know that they knew anatomy. They took an
And they
anatomy
do.
class. Yes.
And they do.
All right, but Leia's only part of this page. She is being escorted down a ship's landing ramp by Viscount Tardy, and R2 and 3PO are behind them. Now she's arriving on the planet Ergau, and an Ergowan depositor greets her. So they're not called citizens, they're called depositors. Everything on this planet has to do with banking. It's hilarious. And this little blue droid, I love this blue droid. Can you let's see. Oh yeah, right in the foreground there. It's got a little microphone. It's like basically a microphone on wheels. It's
So,
like wheeling up.
If you know the Treadwell droid seen in Star Wars, it's like that
Yes.
with a microphone attached to the top.
And there is a lot of text on this splash page.
You know, they should have just called this planet Wells Fargo
Yes.
or Citibank.
Well, Fargo. Wells Fargo.
Oh, there you go. Boom. All right. Can't top that.
No.
Now we see soldiers in green who welcome their guests in the name of the sacred balance. So they don't have a god, they have got a sacred balance. Love it. Now they welcome the guests on the in the name of the sacred balance on behalf of the depositors of Ergau. This just gets better and better. But as a security measure, Leia and the others are asked to make a record of their voices.
Yeah.
Now, I thought this was gonna play later in,
Mm-hmm.
but no, this is not foreshadowing to anything.
No?
No, unfortunately not. Okay, spoiler, unspoiler. Now, this is actually a clever device, I think, to make a recording of your voice. And it's not only a clever...
Sorry, I'm trying to see where comments are not coming. Like,
Okay.
is there comments that we're not seeing?
Okay.
Because there's just a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, this is actually a clever device by Marvel to explain the exposition of the plot, because usually they take 3 or 4 panels or a page or 2 to explain what's going on, but now they have to get to say everything into the microphone, and that's the exposition,
Okay.
which I think is a great device.
Right.
Now, Leia says that she is escorting Finance Minister Tardy, who is there on behalf of the Rebel Alliance to procure financing for a squadron of X-Wing fighters.
Right.
And we know from the cover that this does not end well for Tardy.
Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? All right. So, Richard, again, now on this second page here, there is a lot of dialogue.
Yes. So I know for sure I did not read this comic as a kid, since there's a ton of dialogue, a ton of words, a ton of stage direction here and there, and
it's all about like financing
and laws and their affluent economy. This is why I just looked at the pictures. I'm sure I never read this one until last week.
Okay. Wow.
Way too much dialogue.
Yeah.
Now, as they walk down the landing runway,
which is really cool, actually, rendered here like across the entire page, diagonally.
Leia is told about the customs checkpoint. Now, coming in to Ergau, not a problem. No problem at all. But getting out, you must be scanned to make sure that you're not taking any of their precious metals, which is what they use to back their currency.
That makes sense. Now, this whole explanation is accompanied by a really cool rendering of a man that's standing behind a black scanning screen. And what's cool about that is like his head is above the screen, so you see he's a man, but they have rendered his skeleton in the black scanning screen, so it's like a split screen where you see his skeleton, and it's really cool. It's like, wow, these artists do know anatomy.
Yeah, once again, they're gonna prove it.
Yep.
Well, okay, down in the bottom right hand panel, we see that Tardy has got a really bad comb over, which is going the wrong way. Going from back to front, not side to side, one side to the other. It's back to front.
So this bottom right corner where the blue and the red.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is really hilarious. I didn't notice that. I was looking at the scanning thing right there. Wow.
All right, now the next page has even more dialogue than the previous page.
Oh my god.
Okay. Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Because a soldier says that Sergeant Rolex.
What?
His name is Sergeant Rolex.
Oh
I'm not kidding about that.
I laughed out loud when I heard that name.
Now, is that one of the earliest examples of product placement?
I honestly, I don't think so. I think his name is just meant to evoke expensive. Like they needed something that sounded expensive because everything on this planet, again, has something to do with financing. Like how the citizens are not called citizens; they're called depositors.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
But when I saw this, when I read it last week, I put the comic down and took a walk around the block. I was laughing so hard. I just couldn't go on. I had to get it all out.
It's so funny.
Now, a soldier says that Sergeant Rolex will process them through customs.
Okay.
Now,
okay, again, a comic talking about going through customs? What the heck?
Once again, you're going to lose all the 8-year-olds. Now, the only thing that Leia has in her possession is a sealed diplomatic pouch, which is exempt from inspections, as Rolex explains. He then asks her and Tardy if they acknowledge and understand the statutes, which are posted on a huge jumbotron.
Yes, look at right in the middle of this comic. We've got all these statutes.
Now, on the jumbotron, it reads, on Ergao, these crimes are punishable by immediate execution.
What?
Number 1,
the unlawful removal of precious metals.
Number 2,
the unlawful possession of weapons by non-citizens. Conversely, it is unlawful for citizens to be armed.
Okay. Number 3,
willfully conspiring to defraud, discredit, or deceive the Bank of Ergao.
Now, this jumbotron should have read, spoiler alert.
Yes. Okay, now law number 2 confused me for a second.
Oh?
It says the unlawful possession of weapons by non-citizens. Conversely, it is unlawful for citizens to be armed, to be unarmed. Now, so law number 2 means that non-citizens cannot have weapons. So like Leia and everyone coming in cannot have weapons.
Exactly.
But Ergao citizens must have weapons.
It's a banking planet, so I'm sure something's being held up every 15 seconds.
Okay, but I just want to say that, on Ergao, these crimes are punishable by immediate execution. Well, immediately, I would not want to enter the planet Ergao. I am not signing away my life in case something happens.
But then again, if you want a squadron of X-Wing fighters, you gotta risk it.
Okay, fine. I don't know.
Okay, but Tardy knows, because he says, yes, they do understand.
Okay.
And Sergeant Rolex, I can't say that without laughing. No. Sergeant Rolex wishes them a pleasant and profitable stay and good luck.
Nice.
Just then, a voice bellows off screen or off panel here. Unfortunately, their luck has just suffered a severe setback.
Who is it? Who is it? Oh!
Everyone turns to see Darth Vader.
And he's got a band of alien thugs behind him.
All right, Leia snarkily asks what he's doing there. Is he checking on his secret accounts? She then says,
I see you didn't bring your usual complement of stormtroopers, but then they're not much good without their laser blasters.
Okay, who wants to add the first snarky remark about a stormtrooper and their blasting ratio?
Oh, yeah. All right, now it's really odd to hear Leia and Vader having this normal conversation. I feel like at this point she would be like running away from him, or Vader would be storming her. But yet another anatomy of Princess Leia here, or her backside.
I was looking at Vader panel. And this is your birthday week, so I was looking at Vader and his thugs.
Of course you were. But oh my god! Actually, this whole comic, there's even guys' backsides. This person has a fetish.
Come on,
with
we've got
backsides.
plenty of butt shots of Han Solo.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's true. I
Okay,
like
now
those.
it's our turn. All right, Vader responds with, "I ignore your pitiful attempts at humor, princess." Oh, she didn't even get to the humorous part yet. He then says he is there on a diplomatic mission for the Empire. He then introduces his gang. His porter, a cross between the Hulk and the creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's the green guy here.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have his secretary, who's a vampire.
Yep.
We'll call him Team Edward.
He's total vampire in purple cloak.
This is when Marvel had a great Dracula series going on at the same time.
Oh, really?
So I'm sure they said, "Hey, Carmen Infantino, you've drawn vampires, right? Can you add one here to this classic Marvel Star Wars comics?" And he said, "Oh, I sure can."
That is so funny.
But then we also have the valet, which is this brown, lumpy-headed mush face. All right, now I love the composition here. Yeah. I really love this. So Sarah, go ahead and explain what we're looking at.
All right, so we have this really cool panel in which you see a quarter of Vader's mask in the foreground, and in his red eye, you see the reflection of Leia's face. And then you have right behind his shoulder, I guess, you see his gang neatly stacked.
His retinue.
Yes, to his right. So you have the valet alien in pink, or valet, whatever you want to say. Both are right.
It's valet.
Both are right.
It's valet.
It's both are right. Okay, I'll say valet for you. Then you have the secretary vampire in purple, and then you have the porter creature from the Black Lagoon, green hulking dude in the back. It's very appropriate in Hulk green.
What a very great composition.
It is really nice.
And then
top panel there.
And then you see Leia's reflection in Vader's eye.
Yeah, and all the colors are represented, and then you have like this kind of purplish background. Everything is lavender background. Yeah, there you go. But it's really nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree wholeheartedly.
All right, now Vader also only has a diplomatic pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he keep his diplomatic pouch?
The same place Spider-Man keeps his Twinkies.
in the prison
wallet.
Pocket?
In the prison wallet. Might be kids listening, so let's move on.
Okay.
So Leia says,
"Nothing in there but paperwork and a change of armor, right?"
Oh
my god!
You in that laugh track right there.
And she's even like kind of facing toward the audience here in this panel, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay, now after what he did to her on the Death Star, she's taking every opportunity to jab him. That jab here and a zinger right over there.
She is very strong woman here. Like, it's pretty funny.
She doesn't forgive or forget.
No. But Leia then calls out Vader's gang.
Oh, okay. She knows that the valet is a telekinetic. His secretary is a shapeshifter. And the porter is a high-gravity Rigelian from Rigel 7.
Would it be Rigelian then?
Rigelian. Okay, Rigelian.
Sure.
Or valet. Or valet. Depends on where you come from.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, now each of the retinue is a known member of the Assassin's Guild, and she bets that their specialty is unarmed killing. So she sees right through this.
Don't you mean speciality?
Speciality, as Obi-Wan would say. All right, are you ready for another Fatum fast fact?
Yes. Okay, Rigel, right? Have we heard of this?
They're Rigelans. That's hard to say. Rigelans.
Okay.
They're mentioned also in the 2003 Ergo for all your banking needs.
Okay.
So they bring back that species, but Rigel 7.
Yes.
Where have you heard Rigel 7 before?
I know that name. Was it in Star Wars?
It's in Star Trek.
Oh, that's where I've heard it.
It's in the episode The Cage.
That's it. Oh, duh.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched that one.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, in
the original series.
In the original Star Trek.
Yes.
Yeah. As I'm reading this comics, like, where have I heard of Rigel 7 before?
Yeah.
But not only is it in Star Trek, it's also the home planet of Kang and Kodos from The Simpsons.
Oh.
Now, these are the one-eyed green tentacled aliens with a glass dome.
Yes.
And Rigel 7 is the Simpson in The Simpsons is a reference to Star Trek.
Yes.
And not to these classic Marvel Star Wars comics.
That would make sense. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
Rigel 7 is much more well known from Star Trek original series.
Yeah, okay, you got me there. But I could not believe Rigel 7.
Yeah.
It just rung in my head, like, where have I heard that?
So obviously the classic Marvel Star Wars comics writers
Yes.
yanked that from Star Trek.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I'm giving credit for that.
Mhm.
Great.
All right.
All right, coming out of that Batum fast fact.
Yes.
Just then, the scanning device goes off as someone is trying to smuggle out gold implanted in their rib cage.
What? Okay, that is disgusting. How would you even do that?
Well,
You would have to like go through surgery.
That's exactly right. In his lower ribs,
Yeah.
we see that there's a couple of gold pieces implanted in his rib cage. So yeah, he had to have someone go in there, take out part of his ribs, and implant these gold bars. Not very something that you'd want to see the procedure.
No, especially because smuggling out gold, and he's like, wait, let me explain. But no,
Explain
all
what?
of a sudden, zap.
It's Kazap.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kazap.
Yeah, a soldier kazaps the smuggler as he tries to flee.
Whoa.
Vader then warns Leia that justice is swift here. She then replies that justice is a double-edged sword. So how would Leia say that?
Justice is a double-edged sword.
Very much like Carrie Fisher. And then Vader replies, except on Ergao, princess. Now Vader must attend to the Emperor's business and leaves her with, may the Force give you what you deserve.
Oh.
You would think that would be a dig.
Uh-huh.
But no. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord Vader.
Thank you. I would love what I deserve.
Yeah, the midi-chlorians heard you, and they will give me what I deserve. Trust me. That's in the subtext there.
That's funny.
Now, even 3PO thinks something is up as he wonders why the Emperor would send Vader to handle financial matters. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And Leia knows that she knows what's really going on, and the Emperor sent Vader to stop the X-Wing squadron loan. Like, okay, this is paper thin,
right?
Palpatine. We know what's going on here, and all he has to do is destroy Tardy.
Because Tardy's the only one who can do the
he's like the liaison
stuff. Yeah.
Now, if I was Tardy, I wouldn't be tardy getting back to my ship.
Oh.
Vader just made a very overt threat. Okay, yeah. I'm out.
Okay, so I do have to comment on Leia's depiction here. Now I'm talking about her face, not her anatomy.
About time. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Hey, it's not the gutter. It's a beautiful female form. However, her face, who is drawing Leia in this comic? Because she looks completely different in every panel. She has a different mouth shape in every panel. Her eye placement is different in every panel. Sometimes they're farther apart. Sometimes they're closer together. Terrible eyebrows, like these just huge L-shape eyebrows, right? And then also the one thing that's consistent though is her little nose. But that's not like Carrie Fisher's nose at all. And at this point, you have 2 movies, you have a bunch of marketing shots. You should be able to render Carrie Fisher appropriately.
You would think that Glynis Wine, she was the colorist.
Mm-hmm.
You think she would have said, "Hey guys, let's make Leia's face. Let's make it continuous.
Yeah.
From panel to panel. We're gonna remain continuity here."
Mm-hmm.
But you know, she was the colorist and probably didn't have much to say on that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Mm-mm. All right, now, early the next day, Leia, Tardy, and the droids race down a freeway in their speeder. So obviously, they're not in Los Angeles because they wouldn't be racing down the speeder.
No, but look at this cool panel. It's kind of the establishing panel of this page, and it's straight vertical down the entire side, and it shows a city almost like Walt Disney thought Epcot would be, right?
Oh yeah, very futuristic.
And futuristic, like Jefferson's, something like that. And you have these racing cars along this freeway and these kind of spires in the background. It's almost a mix between Jefferson's and Cloud City, I would say.
The Jeffersons?
Is Jefferson's what I'm thinking of? No, the Jetsons.
The
Jetsons. That's what I'm thinking. It's the Jetsons.
Like, did I just hear that right? The Jeffersons. Because you know what? They are moving on up.
Yes, they
to
are.
The east side.
That's so funny. Okay, hold on. Ask a question, Richard. I'm gonna check on something real quick.
All right, so now they're going over the progress of the day. What are we gonna do for the rest of the day? Because they get a lot to do by procuring this X-wing squadron. And Leia says that they have a reception at the Garden of Butterflies. I can't wait to see this. A Garden of Butterflies. What does that mean?
It's so exciting.
All right. Okay, temper your excitement.
Okay.
Because Leia then sees Vader and his gang on the overpass.
Mm,
Oh boy. Okay, right over here. Look at him right up over there.
yeah.
All right, now the hulkish Regelian jumps down onto the freeway and lands with a whomp and rips open their speeder.
Look at how cool this is. A really cool comic page. Right
Yeah, like
here.
they're borrowing from all facets of the Marvel universe.
Oh,
We
yeah?
have the vampire, we have the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
You know this was used as a model for another Hulk comic strip.
Yeah. That looks really cool, though.
All right, now 3PO exclaims,
This is intolerable. We must register a complaint through proper channels.
because everything to him is proper or improper.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. 3PO.
All right, Leia grabs a remote control looking device and vaps the Rigelian, which evaporates him.
What?
Where did he go?
But wait, did Leia use something that she wasn't supposed to use?
Oh, but wait a minute. Hold on. That'll be explained in a second.
Okay.
Because a police speeder pulls up and Vader demands that they take action against these lawbreakers who vaporized his porter with a proscribed energy weapon. But wait a minute. Leia then says that this is not a weapon, but a standard model gravitational field disruptor. Easy for you to say.
No. Okay. Who?
Now, she didn't kill the creature,
No.
but she merely decreased his relative density.
No. He increased it. She increased it to 7 times his normal density.
Oh, right. That
And
makes
he's
sense.
already very dense.
Yes.
Because he's from the high density planet or something.
Of Rigel 7.
Yeah, so all of a sudden this panel we see this tunnel that this creature has created like down to the planet's core, according to Vader.
Yeah, I'm looking at this panel going, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah. He's so dense that he just plummeted right down to the planet core.
So it looked like he disappeared or evaporated.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he really just plummeted.
So Leia calls back to Vader and says not to worry about his porter. She's sure he will make it back to the surface in a few years.
Okay, now look at Vader on the bridge. He's literally shaking his fist.
Like, oh,
why did you do that to me? Oh,
you bested me.
It's so funny, but it just made me laugh. And also, but you think he's Vader, he can use the Force. But I think maybe Lucasfilm had talked to Classic Marvel and said, hey guys, you can't use the Force too much or something. Like Vader is not using the Force at all.
Now, what would you think
this
that Vader would
comic.
use the Force for right now?
Well, he could use it to lift up his porter, from the dense planet. Like the Force should have no problem with that, right?
That's a pretty big ask for the Force.
But he's Vader. If Vader can talk to the Force to his son over long distances,
but you got to start eliminating Vader's retinue, his gang.
Yeah,
So-
well, I know that.
So story-wise,
it
makes
we're
sense.
eliminating the 3 of his gang.
Yeah, and
So this
I'm
is the
sure
first
Vader
one.
doesn't really want to show his hand right now.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, well,
All right, now
let's move on.
The vampire secretary, what's his name? Edward.
Edward.
And they don't give names to the Vader's gang here.
No, they're basically red shirts.
They're red shirts, yes.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, the secretary vampire questions Vader's attack strategy. Vader responds in third person as he says, "Be silent, shapeshifter. The Lord Vader does not discuss strategy with his hirelings." Oh, another burn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the lumpy-headed valet retorts that they are not hirelings, but bonded agents of the Assassin's Guild. The vampire secretary comes back with that they deserve just a modicum of respect since they are professionals. All right? A modicum.
sense.
A modicum.
Okay.
And Vader shouts, "You are professional pawns." And he grabs the vampire by the neck and informs him that pawns are sacrificed for the benefit of the important pieces. I love the fangs. Look at the fangs.
The fangs are really cool.
If there's any doubt he's a vampire, no longer, because he's got pointy ears, and he's got that widow's peak of
Yep.
the hair, and he's got fangs. This man's a vampire.
All right, now I was confused at this point because now does Vader kill him? He's got him by the throat, right?
Mhm.
But when you turn the page, there's nothing about the vampire here. So I guess we'll find out. But I hope he didn't kill him, because clearly this issue will show each of Vader's hirelings trying to stop this X-wing loan in their own separate ways.
Yeah,
You
I get
can
bad
kind of see
news.
where this comic is
I
going.
got bad news for you. I think this
What?
is the end of Team Edward.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they don't show it. It's very ambiguous, but I don't think we see him again.
No, we do. We do see him again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
yeah.
butterfly.
Okay, you're right.
Yes.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. All right. So I was confused, but before we move on, let's pause this horrific moment for a commercial break.
All right, this Hostess Marvel crossover ad is titled Iron Man in the Charge of the Rhinos.
Whoa, this sounds like so much fun. All right. So should I read the narration here?
Yeah, you want to read the narration, then we'll go back and forth on the guards.
Sure. Okay. Somewhere near Fort Knox, 2 mechanical rhinos charge a tank and a battalion of soldiers. Guard number 1. Our fission rockets have no effect on these monsters.
And guard number 2 comes in. They'll make it to the gold vaults over us.
Suddenly, a majestic red and gold figure appears. He's swooshing in.
Mm-hmm.
Guard number 1. Help is on the way. That's Iron Man.
And Iron Man swooshes in to confront the mechanical rhino.
Oh, what's going to happen?
Iron Man says, fortunately, their electronic fission can't hurt me.
Iron Man shoots beams of energy from his hands.
Unfortunately, my repulsor rays don't seem to hurt them.
Uh-oh. Iron Man and the soldiers stand face to face with the rhinos.
And the guard number 2 says, their armor is impervious to our weapons and to you, Iron Man. And Iron Man comes back and says, but they are controlled by humans. I have an idea.
What could this idea be?
I don't know.
What could it be? Let's go to the next panel. Iron Man swooshes down and throws several packs of, wait for it, delicious Hostess Twinkies at them.
Hostess.
Delicious Hostess Twinkies at them.
And the guard number 1 says,
good idea, Iron Man. Hostess Twinkies cakes are sure to take their minds off their machines and their hands off the controls. The army soldiers have apprehended the 2 bad people inside the giant mechanical rhinos.
And the first bad person says, we couldn't resist the sponge-filled cake.
And bad person number 2 says,
and the delicious creamed filling, what a treasure.
Guard number 1, now that the gold is safe, I could go for some Hostess Twinkies cakes myself.
You get a big delight in every bite of Hostess Twinkies cakes. The end. Those get better and better.
These are the best.
All right, now it's time to break it down.
Okay.
What are your comments about that classic Marvel and Hostess ad?
Okay, at the beginning, I was very worried because Iron Man is fighting these mechanical beings that he's not able to distract. But as it was explained, that these mechanical beings are run by actual human beings who do need to eat and can be distracted. So it's okay. Thank goodness these rhinos were like AT-ATs and have drivers. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and it was nice that Iron Man also had enough for the army too.
Yeah.
Not sure where he's keeping them, but we know he can pay for them.
Yeah, because Tony Stark, he's got the money to buy out a whole factory full of Twinkies.
That's right.
Maybe a cupcake and an apple pie and a cherry pie.
So what did you think?
I got lots of questions here.
Okay.
All right, lots. Now, back in 1981, a pack of Twinkies were about 50 cents.
Okay.
You know, are these bad guys surrendering and risking jail time for a 50-cent pack of Twinkies?
Wait.
That's very undersided.
Why would they be surrendering? Oh.
Because as soon as Iron Man threw down his Twinkies, the bad guys said, hey, let's get out of these AT-AT mechanical rhinos.
Right.
Because we want the Twinkies. Like, dude, Dude, think about this. It's 50 cents. Between the two of you, you must have a quarter apiece. You can each split a pack of Twinkies.
That's hilarious.
I feel no connection for these characters.
Okay.
Not whatsoever. And I'm not sure what he wants and needs. And I'm not sure what the wants and needs of these characters are. These bad guys. Did they construct these giant mechanical rhinos just to get Twinkies?
Well, no, they were trying to infiltrate like a base.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's right.
Right.
They were going for the gold vault.
Right.
Okay. But it seems like, hey, the gold or Twinkies.
I mean, a bird in the hand.
Very true.
Yeah.
A bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush.
Yeah.
And I gotta keep saying, where did these superheroes suddenly get a stash of delicious Hostess snacks? Don't say prison wallet. Don't say it. All right, so you know what? Maybe you know what? I've turned around on this, so maybe I do see the wants and needs of these bad people.
Yeah.
They were they going for the gold so they could buy Twinkies?
I don't know. It's
And now that
confusing.
you say that a bird in the hand, now that they have the Twinkies, do we need to pursue our mission in getting the gold? Because we already have the Twinkies. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good.
Very
They
short-sighted.
got
Very
gold
short-sighted.
Twinkies.
Okay. All right. So in the end, you can say that villains are very short-sighted. So kids, don't become a villain. All right. Go and buy your own Twinkie snacks cakes. With that, I'm not sure there's any more we can say about this crossover
So you know
ad.
what? How about let's go back to the
show.
Okay, so we come back to one of my favorite places in the comic, which is the Garden of Butterflies.
Not only is this a favorite place in the Star Wars comic, this is a favorite place in the Star Wars universe.
Oh,
The Garden of Butterflies. Oh, this is so much fun. Now we see C-3PO and R2-D2, and they're standing on a balcony and they're watching the reception below. And C-3PO says to R2 that this reminds him of when he was a translator droid and attended functions as grand as this. But R2 responds with a questioning
blip. Blip.
It's like, really? When did you do this, 3PO? I've been with you most of your life, so I don't remember this ever happening.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, okay, I don't want to keep harping on this, but we should have seen the Garden of Butterflies in other Star Wars films and TV shows and comics. We should have seen it in the Clone Wars as one of Padme's events. She's always hosting these dinner parties.
You know what would have been great? If we would have seen it in the Forces of Destiny short.
Hello.
Perfect.
Hello.
I want to see a Garden of Butterflies in a Forces of Destiny short.
It's right. Or maybe the next Young Jedi Adventures.
Yes, Young Jedi Adventures. From Batuu to the Garden of Butterflies.
Get Matt Martin on the phone.
Let's do it. Oh my gosh.
Now, 3PO says that one of his previous employers was a collector of butterflies and had him programmed to recognize every known species.
Okay.
Why did we not see this in the animated droid series?
Oh, that would have been
Because we go back to all of 3PO's previous, not all of them, but a lot of his previous owners.
Okay.
Why did we not see this? One of his previous owners say, hey, 3PO, take the day, and we want you to read all these books and just download all of this butterfly knowledge. All right, plug in, read, whatever you droids do, but we want you to recognize all of these butterfly species.
That would have been cool.
Oh.
That would have been really cool. Now, I do have to say, just within this comic itself, this page is just a lovely breath of fresh air. I love the soft yellow color of the columns and kind of the flooring and things, and all the beautiful, pretty pastel butterflies really stand out. It's so pastel. It's a completely different feel, and they did that really well with just color.
Very much so. So we know that R2 is there and 3PO is there, and there's butterflies there. Guess who else is there?
Who else?
Darth Vader and Edward the Vampire.
That's right.
They're also in attendance.
So Vader did not kill the vampire.
Okay, yeah,
he did not choke him.
Yes,
all right. Vampire's back. His what his stooge. I forget which one he is.
He's the secretary.
Oh, the secretary.
Yeah, his stooge. He's Mo. All right, now the vampire shape shifts into a red butterfly. Mm-hmm. And look at this. It almost looks like we're going to see a softer side of Vader as he puts his finger out for the butterfly. Look at that.
It's very cute.
That's that needs
take
to be
this one panel like on its own.
Yep.
It's so
You
cute.
think, oh, there's Anakin coming out.
Mhm.
However, he's just pointing to where he wants the secretary vampire to land. You go that way.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Oh, that's so
Leia,
sad.
it is very sad. Now, Leia and 3PO are admiring the butterflies and picking up the rare ones, kind of like
Yeah.
what Padme used to do by the lakes of Naboo.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, in fact, the coloring here is very
very.
Naboo Lakeside too. A pastel.
Now, C3PO spots the bright red butterfly, and now C3PO spots the bright red butterfly specimens right behind Tardy.
Yep.
Wait a minute, hold on. What's this big red butterfly doing behind Tardy? What's going on here? And this species is one of the few equipped with stingers, which secrete a deadly toxin. So this is all building up in 3PO's mind. What's going on here?
Yeah, right away, Leia is putting two and two together and realizing that the shapeshifter, oh my gosh, wait, is that the butterfly? And she yells for R2 to shoot his fire retardant spray. And R2 has an amazing trajectory or
good aim.
Yeah, good aim. Because he hits that red butterfly and only the red butterfly, which drops to the ground. And then Leia goes crunch, and she crunches it under her foot.
So it's safe to say now that the secretary of shape-shifting Edward the Vampire is dead.
Oh my, okay, from this one panel where the little butterfly is falling to the ground, and the next panel is Leia's foot crunch.
This is almost like Godzilla versus Bambi.
It is. I laughed out loud. Richard, you heard me from the other room. I was like laughing, and it was because of this panel. It's so funny. And then in the next panel, Leia's kind of looking back over her shoulder. Oh, how
Very
dreadfully
triumphantly.
Yes, she's like, oh, how dreadfully clumsy of me. Crunch.
And Vader looks down at his squashed vampire secretary, very defeated.
Yes,
very defeated.
His shoulders are all hunched over.
And he knows she won this round, and he walks away.
And Leia says, Lord Vader, I've made such a mess. Could you be a dear and, Lord Vader? And he turned his back, and Leia smiles triumphantly. Okay, a sitcom writer wrote this comic. Because every little beat like this has this little beat, this little nod to camera. It's so funny.
In the background is this bright bubblegum pink.
Uh-huh. Crunch. Oh, Vader, how dreadfully clumsy of me.
Now, later, at a different sort of entertainment, we see a battlefield full of green soldiers and spacecraft. All right, now, when I'm looking at this top frame here,
okay,
I'm seeing all these soldiers, and it's like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. Where have I seen this? Like, oh yeah, wait a minute. There's another ad in the Marvel Star Wars comics, and it looks like this. Oh. You see all these green army men.
So is this in like almost every
issue of any kind of Marvel comics? You see this 100-piece toy soldier set for $1.98.
Okay.
We see them all these green army soldiers, and I thought, wait a minute, look at this, and then look at the actual panel.
Okay. So here's a panel. Oh yeah.
You can. This is
like
almost
like on a beach.
Yeah, some more subliminal, non-subliminal advertising.
Either that or the Marvel Comics writers themselves read the comics and they just an image in their head.
Hey, Carmen Infantino, we need to draw a battlefield full of soldiers. Like, I don't have time to think of this. What kind of composition could I go for? It's like, wait a minute. If you look at the back cover, maybe if you use that, if you use that,
look at that,
and then spend $1.98 and get yourself a set yourself.
Wow. Did you have toy soldiers, Richard?
I did. I did. Oh yeah. Oh, I love them because you could get like a huge mass of them for $1.98, which back then still wasn't that much. It was like maybe $7.
Okay.
But look at all the toys you get.
I was just thinking, what show uses toy soldiers, and it's Ted Lasso.
Right.
His son gives him a toy soldier when he's in England to watch over him.
Okay. I was thinking Toy Story, but yeah, Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso, and then he gives that. Yeah, that's so cute. Toy soldiers are a thing.
Toy soldiers had that little base.
Yeah.
Like you see in Toy Story.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, Ted Lasso. Good callback.
Yeah.
Now, Vader complains that this is boring to someone like him who has destroyed entire planets.
Oh,
And he has to throw in that Princess is quite aware of this.
too soon, Vader.
Oh, yeah, she should have thrown back. You know what? You didn't destroy nothing. All right, it was all Tarkin. That
Yeah, but
that's
he's
a
part of the Empire.
actually no, he's not. He's the henchman of the Emperor, so technically not really as of this time period.
Yeah.
Vader's is taking this claim here, but
Well,
but still,
he's trash talking the princess.
He is, but anyway, yeah, way too soon
Yes.
for this.
Yes.
Now, as Vader is chiding away at Leia, the telekinetic, lumpy-headed valet is using his mind control.
In this blue panel at the bottom,
Does this like Aquaman?
Yeah, that's it. All right, what's happening? Oh, here, and this next page has some really cool horizontal panels going down.
And we see that the valet is using his power to alter the course of one of the warheads flying above and aims it right for Tardy.
I like this bottom panel where you see Tardy's face getting closer and closer to a target.
Yeah, like very James Bond.
Yeah, very James Bond. Yeah, and then what happens?
I don't know. Something happens.
Yeah,
and now there are two Tardys.
Yeah, so it looks like what is this? The missile like hits a target, and then we look, and there's two Tardys in the next panel. So like, what just happened?
After going through this a couple of times, I'm not really sure what just happened, because Leia asks R2 how long has he been projecting a hologram of Tardy over Vader's valet.
Right.
So has R2?
So yes, so this whole time, so what I got from this, it's basically explained right after, but what I got from this is this whole time, like the previous page, R2 has been projecting a hologram,
like a hologram map,
right,
over the valet
of Tardy,
right,
over the valet, and then he's also been projecting the valet over Tardy. So he's basically body swapped. R2, by projecting these holograms, has body swapped these two people so that the missile hits the wrong guy and it hits the valet and kills him, obviously. So this is the third attempt of Vader to kill Tardy, but it didn't work. It killed his other assassin. So this is the third attempt, third assassin dead.
Okay.
That's what happens.
So they just did some hologram mapping over each other.
Yes. And then
so
here
it's almost like when you see in the movies where someone or the bad guy offers the drink to the other guy and they keep on switching the glasses.
Yeah.
Which cup has got the poison in it?
Yeah, this is straight from that movie, Princess Bride. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Straight from Princess Bride. Wallace Shawn finally gets defeated because he has not built up an intolerance to the poison. All right, so this is another button that Leia looks straight to camera, straight to our faces, and says in a very 80s sitcom way, quips, "Sorry, they just don't make droids like they used to." Oh. You can almost hear the laugh track because R2 has put these images.
Switch the images, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dejected once again, Vader walks away in a huff. And Leia yells down,
"I'd offer to lend you C-3PO, but he's in the shop for a tune-up."
If you listen very closely, you can hear Vader mumble, "Oh, you want to loan me my own droid?"
Oh, but C-3PO wasn't his droid, right? Well,
Anakin's
droid? C-3PO? Or R2?
In the Phantom Menace,
yeah,
we see that.
Oh, duh. Yeah, you're right. You're looking at me like, what? Yeah, okay, duh. Sorry, I totally forgot. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. So I was very confused as to what was happening, who was switching over to who.
Yeah.
And so the warhead makes sense now. Going after Tardy, which is actually the valet. Okay. Right. All right. I'm caught up.
Yeah. That R2 just switched the holograms.
Yeah, they could have made that a little bit more clear.
It was confusing. I had to read it a couple times myself.
Okay.
All right. So later, 3PO tells Leia that he has a message from Vader, and Vader wants to meet at the old spaceport.
And now here we see Leia yawning.
A very theatrical yawn,
Yeah,
too. She's got
is it
one arm way up
is
in
it
the air,
because
like,
she's got to read
"Ah!"
all this dialogue?
Yes.
It's toward the end of the issue. She's getting a little tired.
Mhm.
But then Leia tells 3PO that he is going to stay behind while they go and meet Vader. Okay.
Right, right. And so we get to the meeting place, and I feel like this is a very beautiful panel. Vader is striding out toward our heroes in the background, but the ground lines are like leading right to Vader.
Mhm.
So you have our heroes in the foreground, these ground lines leading to Vader in the background, striding toward them, and then the planetscape behind them. It's really pretty.
Do you know what they call this landing platform? Carlsbad, which is where Legoland is. Because if you look at the back, looks like those spires are made out of Legos.
It does. Yeah, I get it now.
And for you who are not in the California area, Legoland is in the city of Carlsbad.
There you go.
All right, now Vader is already there, and he tells them that he has obeyed the Emperor's order, but the time for subtlety is over. He admits his primary mission is to stop the loan for the X-Wings, and he can destroy them all as easily as he can lift a finger. He strongly suggests to leave and live to fight him another day. If they stay, then they will all lose, and they will all lose their lives.
Oh.
Now, this is kind of odd framing for Vader. Look at that bottom panel.
Yeah, he seems squished.
Yeah. Why give so much headroom and then cut off the bottom of his helmet?
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I don't like it very much.
This
The
one
panel above was pretty.
made me really nervous.
All right.
Tardy has had enough. He's had enough of this. He threatens to kill Vader with his own hands.
Okay, who threatens Vader? You're stupid.
Apparently Tardy.
And this, well.
Yeah, well, hold on. Hold on. Guess where this ends, Tardy.
Yeah.
All right, Leia tells him to back down. Vader pulls out his lightsaber and says, "You dare to raise your hand to our Lord of the Sith?" And Darth Vader swipes his red blade across Tardy's chest with a
zrak.
And Leia yells out,
"Hold it! I had one more surprise stashed away in that diplomatic pouch."
And Vader says, "I knew it! An illegal weapon! That little hypocrite is found out." Wait, oh, come on, Vader. Who's the hypocrite right now?
And he has a lightsaber.
You're holding a lightsaber, and you're calling her out for having a weapon.
But the next page doesn't leave us down.
Nope.
Leia calls it out. And what do you call that lightsaber? She shoots her blaster at Vader, but he deflects it with his hand.
Oh, I love this because this is a reverse from the cover, the cover art.
Finally, this is one of the only times that a cover has perfectly reflected something that happens within the pages of the comic. So many times the cover has shown something that's like, oh, that looks awesome. And then you read the whole comic, you're like, what the heck is this? This never happened.
You mean like a pink genie?
Yes, like that. And he turns out purple and not a genie at all. But yeah, so here you go. See the cover here. You see it with Leia's point of view. And then the panel, you see it from here. Let me do this. You see it from the Vader's point of view. It's the same. I love it.
Yeah, that one really excited me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so cool. I said that.
All right, Vader says that now Tardy is dead, so there'll be no loan. Leia springs the twist and says that Tardy has been dead for over a month.
Oh, look at this.
We see Tardy on the ground with a faceplate sliding off his robotic head.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So again, seeing Tardy on the ground in the cover art, you just think it's a dead guy, but really it's a dead droid.
Oh, good twist.
And it's not something I expected at all.
Not at all.
It's very good.
Now, Leia says that she had to trick Vader, not one of his hirelings, to kill Tardy so they could get a recording of the slaying, which R2 displays in a hologram. And Vader says, well, he can just destroy R2. But Leia says, They already sent the transmission to C-3PO, who's at police headquarters. And then R2 shows another hologram of 3PO proudly holding a VHS tape and a film reel. Well, what do you want it, Vader? Do you want it on a 16 millimeter or do you want it on a VHS tape?
It's so funny. Oh my gosh. I mean, he'd given them different options at the police
that's,
station.
that's very, very smart because he doesn't know what kind of player they have. So he brought one of each. Well, this doesn't faze Vader at all because he says that Tardy is dead, so the loan won't go through.
Uh-oh. But Leia says, wrong. She's already used the crown jewels of Alderaan as collateral, and the loan has already gone through.
No.
They basically saw those crown jewels and were like, oh, you're
yeah, we're
set.
good. Yeah, enough collateral.
Yeah.
Here are your X-Wings.
And Vader has once again helped them out since there was no way they would have gotten the robotic Tardy past customs. So by killing him, they don't have to bring him past customs. Yeah.
Because when they saw that, they would have said, hey, what is going on here? What kind of underhanded a ploy are you guys going through right now? Because
Right.
this doesn't wash with us. So give us back the money.
Yeah.
No X-Wings for you.
They would have avoided the loan.
And Leia knew all along that despite the rules here on Ergo, Vader was never going to part with his lightsaber.
Yeah, so she baited him.
Yeah, this lightsaber is your life. Yeah, and I'm not sure why Vader doesn't grab the imposter Tardy and show the commissioners and say that Leia had been lying all along and can't be trusted.
Yeah.
So a little thing, because the whole thing is about trust.
Right. Now, this is really funny because it's been like 2 pages now, and Leia has been monologuing here better than any villain, explaining her plan. Oh, I use these crown jewels. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But it's ending here with this great point of view panel where we see through Vader's eyes at Leia and R2, who's shining his bright hologram light at Vader. So all you see is this silhouette of R2 and Leia's got that pose where she's got the hip.
Yeah, the hip out and the blaster raised.
Blaster raised, yeah, very cute. Like my wedding photos. I did one of those.
That's what I was thinking.
Wedding photos just like that. Yeah.
Now, feeling like a badass, Leia swings her blaster like a seasoned gunslinger.
Did she learn this from Han? It's so funny.
And she throws it to Vader and says, "Good luck getting that and the body past customs." Hold on. Are you sitting down?
I am.
Surprise!
What?
Vader has a twist of his own.
Wait, what?
He says, no problem. He'll just smuggle them out with his real objective, the crown jewels of Alderaan.
No!
That's what he wanted all along.
Oh.
And he says that he has had Tardy's doctor on his payroll for months. And he bribed the bank officer. So he learned from the best. He learned from Palpatine. Always be so many steps ahead of your opponent.
Now, how did he know that she would bring the jewels of Alderaan?
He's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
He knows these things.
Okay.
I'm sure he bribed someone at the Rebel base. Say, hey, let me know what Leia's going to be bringing with her.
Well, Leia, knowing all this, asks then why did he bother to meet her there at this old city? And Vader knew that if the robotic Tardy was found out at customs, they would question the loan and the jewels would be discovered as missing right away. Whoa. Now, but didn't Leia just discover that the jewels are missing because Vader just said that he stole them?
Yes.
Okay, this is so weird. All right, but that's okay. So basically, Vader advises Leia not to mention this since it would do evil things, wait for it, to her credit score.
No! You can destroy my planet. You can destroy the Rebel base, but do not destroy my credit score.
And that's how it ends. That's how the comic ends. It would do evil things to your credit score. Done. So, as an 8-year-old Richard reading this comic,
I would have said, so when's issue 49 coming out? The end. Next issue, Mike Barr, Walt Simonson, and Tom Palmer join creative forces to bring you a laser-scorched tale of Imperial intrigue and Rebel daring-do in which we all meet a mystifying character called The Last Jedi. No, this is the wrong Last Jedi.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, do the other Last Jedi.
Okay. This
one. The Last Jedi.
What a great call forward to a movie title. But this looks nothing like the Last Jedi film. This looks cool though.
I want to ask Rian Johnson. Oh, The Last Jedi was mentioned in the crawl for The Force Awakens.
Yes.
But I'm wondering if this issue had any kind of bearing on the sequels. I love that, The Last Jedi. Oh, I can't wait to get to that one.
I know. It's so cool.
All right, now, Sarah, what are your afterthoughts on the Third Law, your birthday issue?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this comic, and please, Skywalkers, if you're watching, please let us know what you thought. But I felt like this comic was hilarious. I mean, even though Vader's actions seemed very implausible because he never really used the Force, he would just like no fist pump when something went wrong, or Leia, splatted his shapeshifter.
The Secretary, the
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah. But I liked the story symmetry of the three characters that tried three different ways to foil the princess and the loan, and she countered it all and three different times. So it was very, like in Wizard of Oz, you have the three characters that she connects with.
Yeah.
In many stories, three. It's in
Mhm.
it's in threes. It's the Goldilocks, the three bears,
Mhm.
things like that. It's great. So I feel like that was great. I did not see the end coming, even though at the beginning of the comic I was like, "Oh, I see where this is going. There's three characters. They're gonna try three times, blah blah blah." But there was all this different plot twists at the end. Two of them, especially the Viscount being a droid, and then Vader being that one other step ahead to
Yeah.
steal the crown jewels of Alderaan. So that was interesting. As for the artwork in this comic, I really liked the colors, especially when they used it to set different moods for different scenes, like the butterfly gallery. That was amazing. But I did not like how Leia's features changed in every panel, and how her anatomy was on display all the time and with her gravity-defying boobs. And Vader also looks squished or stretched at times. And yes, I can talk about this. I'm a girl, but she had gravity-defying boobs.
You said it, not me.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what about you?
I think this was a great story. It's more for adults with its financial themed plots.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
And it's
heavy
financial themed planet in all the text. Yeah, as a kid, no way. No way. This is one of the heaviest issues that I can remember, with the amount of all that text and a double twist. This had a very dense story.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like Marvel's restraint in using Darth Vader, since it excites me when he does appear. So we don't see him in every issue. Every couple of maybe 5 or 6 will go by without seeing Vader.
Right.
So when we do see him, it's like, uh-oh, what's gonna go down?
Yeah.
And when he has appeared lately, it's more of an ambassador of the Emperor than a killing machine.
That's very true.
Like in the last issue or a couple issues ago, when he had to go to that one planet with Luke.
Right.
Yes, and they were vying for, I can't remember what.
Right. I think they were vying for the citizens to pledge themselves.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the
Empire.
Good memory.
Yeah.
The
Empire or the Rebellion.
Yeah.
And so they were both on the planet as ambassadors for either one.
So it's not like that Rogue One killing machine.
No.
So at the great use of Darth Vader. I love Carmen Infantino's Darth Vader illustrations.
Okay.
It's fun to see what he can do to distort Vader's metal face to give him characteristics. Like sometimes it looks like he's smiling.
And very much he looks like he's dejected sometimes in this one.
Oh.
Or no.
So all around, this was a great issue.
Yeah.
All right. With all that, Sarah,
yes.
What was your favorite panel from the Third Law?
Okay, so I'm gonna have you go first for this one. What was your favorite panel?
I'm gonna have to go with Darth Vader introducing his gang.
Oh,
that's great. This issue had a lot of great panels, so it was really hard to narrow it down. This had great composition. With you see Vader in the foreground with a reflection of Leia in his lens, his eye lens, and then that 1, 2, 3 of his gang, his retinue, as he calls them.
You know what? This panel is perfectly illustrating the entire comic storyline with the three characters.
And the Third Law.
Oh, look at that.
Because in the beginning, we saw that big Jumbotron, and it had 3 laws of ergo.
Yeah.
And that pretty much laid out the plot of the whole issue.
Love it.
Very well done, Marvel. Very well done. All right. What is your favorite panel?
All right. This is hard for me. There was several that I had written down, so I'm actually going to call out 2. One of them is the Garden of oh. One of them is the Garden of Butterflies because it is so pretty and so different from any other page in this comic, and it just has this beautiful feel to it and just a whole other like sense to it. It just makes you feel different, right? It makes you feel like you're in this.
It's very Naboo.
Yeah, it's very Naboo, so I guess that's why I like it a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah. Now, butterflies and ducks are all part of the Star Wars universe.
Yes. But as for story-wise, I really like page 21, the silhouette of R2 and Leia as R2 projects a hologram right into Vader's face.
It's the point of view shot from Darth Vader. Yeah, brilliant framing.
It's a beautiful framing, and it kind of illustrates story-wise how Leia at this point has one-upped Vader and is feeling herself.
Are you sure you're not liking this frame because of Leia's physique?
Well, no, see, it's just a silhouette of her physique. So,
but you can see some detail where it's necessary. Let's move on.
Gravity-defying boobs.
Let's move on.
Is that what you're talking about?
Let's move on.
Okay. All right. Well, what's your favorite line of dialogue or narration?
I love it when Vader says, "I knew it. An illegal weapon. The little hypocrite is found out." He says this as he's holding his own weapon. He's holding a lightsaber and calling her a hypocrite for having a blaster.
Oh, and the previous panel, Leia has her blaster, which she's just gotten from a thigh holster. Very cool there.
Yeah, I just love that line of dialogue from me. Okay, how about you?
Okay. This is like the best. When we have the shapeshifter, Edward Vampire. And he's a butterfly, and it goes do 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 do, and all of a sudden, crunch!
After R2 sprays him with his fire retardant.
Yep, and he drops to the ground in this panel where Leia is crunching on the butterfly, and she goes, "Oh, how dreadfully clumsy of me."
This guy just can't catch a break. First he's being choked by Vader, and then stepped on by his daughter.
It's amazing.
That is very, very funny.
I think this is my favorite panel or set of panels in a long time. I have to rank it very high.
All right. You know what? I think yours trumps mine. That's good. All right. Now, what is your most non-Star Wars moment in this issue?
There are a lot because there's so many things about financing.
Well, no. The Phantom Menace is all about financing. Oh, I'd rather Attack of the Clones with the banking clan.
Yeah, and even a lot of Clone Wars stuff, but it's not so like a whole planet that's based on finance. It's funny. So I'm gonna bring this up here because in page 6, Leia is going over the schedule for the day, and she's saying, This morning we have a reception at the Garden of Butterflies. At noon, we review the home guard maneuvers. This afternoon, we have the ceremonial presentation of Collateral." In a kid's comic? I didn't know what Collateral was until I was like 25 years old.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until the movie Collateral Damage came out. Like, oh, that's what that means.
So this is so funny to me. The presentation of Collateral.
Yeah, at this point, I would have gone for my Archie's comic books.
I'm sure you would have. It's so funny. All right, Richard, what about you?
All right, I'm gonna go for the moment where Vader, using the threat of destroying Leia's credit score.
The very end.
Now,
try it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with at the very end, Vader using the demonic threat of destroying Leia's credit score. You demon! How could you do this to me?
Okay, so James Earl Jones, right? He does Vader's voice, and now they have him doing it AI.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can plug into the AI?
Oh my goodness!
Only do evil things to your credit rating.
That would be so. People would be like, "What? What did he just say?"
I want that so bad. I want to hear that so bad.
Yeah, but then again, after destroying her home world, what's left? In another version, he would have threatened not to show up for Daddy-Daughter Day in the next big event held in the Garden of Butterflies. So it's a 1-2-3 punch.
I suppose.
I could destroy your credit rating or not show up for Daddy-Daughter Day. You take your pick.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Oh, that when I read that, it's like, no, you did not just end it with that.
And yet they did.
That's a threat, if ever I heard one. All right, now speaking of threats.
Yes.
let's move on to Star Wars.
Okay, that
All
sounds
right.
good.
This is the column where fans of the classic Marvel Star Wars comics, or at this point, they're just Marvel Star Wars comics, would write into to the Marvel offices to give them either criticism, tell them what they like, what they didn't like,
And their full address.
and their full address.
Yeah.
Now, Marion R. Larkin, well, this person, that could be a he or she.
That's true.
This person, let's call it a she, okay?
Okay, should I read this one?
You read this one because she had something to say
Oh.
to the Marvel crew.
Okay, I'm excited. All right. Dear Star Warriors, gah! How could you? How could you make that one mistake I was so sure you would never make? I could just choke you. And what, might you ask, sparked this gentle one's righteous ire? I'll let you know what. Right there, in an otherwise wonderful story, issue 45, Death Probe, just where in the bloody blue blazes did Luke Skywalker get that lightsaber? He lost his, remember? He sure didn't have time to catch it while plummeting headlong into Cloud City's reactor shaft, or maybe fell into his pocket? Oh, grief! Faithfully yours, Marion R. Larkin, 215 East 38th Street, Vancouver, Washington, 98663.
And once again, I looked up if I could find Marion R. Larkin. Nowhere to be found.
Oh,
These people all went into the witness protection program, so I can't find any of them.
Well, they make up a very good point.
Very good.
Of
okay.
Losing that lightsaber. So, what is Marvel's response?
They write back and say, "You weren't the only one to grill us on the question of Luke's lightsaber. The way we see it, even before his sojourn on Dagobah, Luke had acquired enough mastery of the Force to levitate his lightsaber and free himself from the ice monster of Hoth. After starting with Yoda, he certainly could have been able to drive the lightsaber to himself as he plunged down the reactor shaft."
Oh.
That, in a nutshell, is our defense. And aside from the fact that we can't imagine doing stories without Luke's lightsaber. If Revenge of the Jedi proves us wrong, then we'll have to reconcile things in future issues. I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
If Luke can pull his lightsaber in the Wampa's cave, then he can pull it as he's falling down the reactor shaft.
Okay, I can understand that a little bit.
Okay, but
I get it, but like when you're falling to your death, do you have the mind?
You're not in that meditative state where you can pull it, especially where Luke was just told that his father is the destructor of the galaxy.
Yeah.
And plus he's plummeting to his death.
But this is fun because this issue says Revenge of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, this is 81. This is 81.
Of the Jedi, yeah. So.
Yeah. And Marvel's also right too. Like, how can we go on with Luke and not have his lightsaber? Come on.
Yeah.
But they said we got a lot of comments, a lot of angry letters about this. As a kid, I don't think this even occurred to me.
It didn't occur to me when we were reading the comic.
No.
Yeah, but then we see it from a time long removed.
Right.
In which Luke has had his lightsaber a long time, and we already know that he builds his own lightsaber and all this stuff. So, yeah, right. Wow.
So kids, keep those comments and cards coming.
We love it. Well, that wraps up episode 455 of
Skywalking Through Neverland. We want to thank everyone in the Sky Chat for chiming in and everyone watching. This has been like a record high.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Obviously, many of you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, but if you haven't already, please search YouTube for Skywalking Through Neverland and subscribe. And also later today, in 3 hours, we will be going live again for a Things We Want to Share. So make sure you tune in for that. And we'll have a couple people on to share some things that happened to them this week, including more birthday fun. So yay.
Oh, Pierre Kelly is saying that X got more viewers than YouTube.
Oh, okay, that might be why we're getting a lot of views and not seeing any comments, because we can't see comments from X. I don't know. But yeah, so make sure you tune in at 6 p.m. Pacific, you guys. It's going to be like a birthday live stream, Things We Want to Share. Super fun.
Now, are you interested in our books today in Star Wars history?
I am.
Well, you can also get Skywalking Through My Fandom, the interactive notebook at skywalkingthrough neverland.com/books. And if you're in the LA area and you are joining the virtual Cantina group, will be a Scum and Villainy at the later part of July,
Yes.
where we'll be selling these personally.
I think it's July 29th.
July
30th.
29th. Yeah, we'll have more on that to come.
Yes. Now, would you like to support Skywalking Through Neverland?
Yeah.
Well, we've done some things this week for the Skywalking Force, which is our Patreon. You guys have access to bonus content in the form of our discussions on the latest Disney Plus shows, like The Bad Batch right now. So just this week, I've put out a new Bad Batch discussion that we had on the first 4 episodes of season 3 that is available to the Skywalking Force only if you log into our Patreon. You can find that at skywalkingforce.com. Now, this bonus content begins at only $5 a month, and any level will get you a shout out on our show every month as well. So because you are what produces our show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, we want to thank our sponsor once again, Small World Vacations, for their support. Thinking of a trip to a Disney park? We can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge, so check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network,
Skynet,
where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes,
the Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
the Max Effects Podcast,
Star Warsologies,
and the YouTube shows Collectopolis and Today in Star Wars History.
You can find us on social media. We are at Skywalking Pod most everywhere. And on Facebook and YouTube, we are Skywalking Through Neverland. So just search for that. You can also email us like Brian did last week, share@skywalkingthroughneverland.com. Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show. Maybe some more anatomy lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And
always remember.
Oh, whoops.
Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show. And
always remember
not to stare at Leia's anatomy. Okay? Look. Divert your eyes somewhere else.
Unless you're a girl. And
that's acceptable. And
Neverland on Alderaan.
Too soon, Leia. Too soon. There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Skywalkers. I wonder if people are joining us. We have 50 people watching.
Yeah, that's a record high.
Yeah, not a lot of comments though, so I wonder if people are actually watching.
Pierre, are you watching on
Skywalkers Academy? Well, they're watching via YouTube, so you can tell.
Oh, okay.
They're watching on YouTube.
But Pierre says there are more viewers on
X, I guess.
Let's go ahead and stop that.
Oh, okay. Stop that. Yeah, do we want to end the stream? Or are you still talking to them?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks for letting
40.
us.
Yeah, there's a lot apparently on X for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Over here.
Oh, we've been trash talking X?
Oh, no.
What?
No, there's people so we are live, and it says there's 40 viewers over there. But we just can't see the comments, and I did say that. Huh. I wonder, I don't know what's happening.
Huh.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, everyone who's there.
Pierre Kelly is...
Oh, wait. Now I can see a comment. So I guess on Twitter, people just aren't commenting? Okay.
I don't know. Pierre, do you see the comments over there on...
I guess we'll experiment later today at 6 p.m. Pacific. So, but yeah, if you are on X, if you comment, so we are seeing a comment here from Pierre, which is awesome. So if you do comment, we will see it, and we'd love to see your comments, you guys. That's the best. So
yeah, Pierre's seeing it on X.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So everyone, come on back at 6 o'clock Pacific time.
Yeah.
For our Things We Want to Share show.
Yeah.
Now we got to get ready for Things We Want to Share.
Yep. Okay. Bye, Skywalkers.